Well, I'm not sure what's going on at Carnival Cruise Line this week, but it seems like they just really want to be the center of attention. There's new deployment announcements all the way through October of this year. Also, Costa Cruise Line, sister company to Carnival, they have some new deployment announcements as well. UK cruisers, don't worry, I'm not forgetting about you. We have Virgin Voyages in the news again as their brand new terminal is opening up. We'll show you some photos from behind the scenes of that one, as well as Disney's brand new ship gets her first taste of the water. All this coming up on Midships. Oh, and I forgot to mention, there's a nude cruise going on. That's kind of weird. All right, roll the intro. Well, hey, and welcome to the Midships YouTube channel. I'm your Captain Corey, and thank you all so much for stopping by the channel today. I want to welcome in all of our new subscribers. I've noticed a fair amount of new people showing up here on my subscriber count, so welcome you all here to the Midships channel. Well, there's tons of cruise news to cover today, and right there at the end of the intro, I kind of cut back in and talked about a nude cruise. Well, I'm here, so I'm definitely not on the nude cruise, and you're here, so you're probably not on it either, but shoot, it just feels wrong not to talk about it. Let's learn more from cruiseradio.net. By Richard Sims, Carnival Pride has just set sail on a 2-week-long nudist cruise. It's that time of year again as the big nude boat just set sail from Tampa for 2 fun-filled weeks aboard the Carnival Pride. So what makes this cruise special? According to the group's webpage, members have long bemoaned just how short the trips are. Passengers had requested longer cruises, the website reads, and many go on to extend their vacation by taking an admittedly less fun, fully clothed cruise either before or after the charter. This year, to mark the group's 75th charter, they've booked the Carnival Pride for 2 full weeks, which just happens to include a Valentine's Day evening. And life on board the ship in many ways will be just like any other cruise, aside from the fact that many, if not everybody sailing on board, will spend the majority of their time, well, in what God gave them. And for anyone booked on the Pride the week after the nude cruise, you'll be happy to know the nudity only extends so far on board the ship. They're not going to be in the restaurants or the buffets, just sitting there in what your mommy gave ya. All right, we're going to pivot away from Carnival Cruise Line for just a second to talk about Virgin Voyages. Yes, they have 2 brand new ships, but did you know they now have a brand new terminal? It just opened. Let's check it out from cruiseindustrynews.com. Virgin Voyages has celebrated the long-awaited grand opening of Terminal 5 at Port Miami, ringing in the occasion with the mermaid-studded event yesterday on February 13th. And here we have our first look at Virgin's terminal. I don't know where Richard Branson finds his architects, but they must be the cream of the crop here. With a street address of 718 North Cruise Boulevard, cleverly earmarked to celebrate Sir Richard's birthday on July 18th, the opening of Virgin Voyage's own cruise terminal represents a major milestone in the brand's history and the first time Scarlet Lady will sail from her new home. And speaking of Virgin Voyages, I recently held a poll here on YouTube and I asked you which cruise line you'd prefer me to take next. And the top answer was Virgin Voyages, followed by Princess Cruises. So probably going to be obliging you all here in the next month or 2. We'll just have to see. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any new cruise announcements. And speaking of announcements, I want to remind you, all the articles referenced in today's episode are linked in the description below the video here. While you're down there at the very top, there's a link to the Midships Instagram page. There you can find all the behind-the-scenes cruise content that I don't post here on the main channel. Also, last but not least, towards the top of that description box, there's a link to my Amazon influencers page. Yesterday, I showed off a Finally Cruising shirt, which apparently was pretty popular because a lot of you clicked on it and a lot of you actually bought it. So if you missed it, I'd invite you to go check it out. And the best thing is just clicking on the links, even if you don't buy, does help give back to my channel and support my work just a little bit. Thanks for helping keep me cruising. Now let's get back into the cruise news and, well, shoot, let's rip the Band-Aid off. Carnival Cruise Line. They've announced their itineraries through at least October of this year, and it includes a lot of shuffling of ships, especially down in Florida and over towards the Alaska cruise season. Let's learn more from cruisehive.com. By Melissa Mayntz. Carnival Cruise Line updates their deployments through this October. Carnival has announced the final phase of its operational restart, with several homeport changes, ship redeployments, and the last of the vessels, which will be restarting. With the last 2 Fantasy-class vessels, the Carnival Sensation and Ecstasy, leaving the Funship fleet, several ship redeployments are now necessary to cover popular home ports and itineraries over the coming months. Beginning in early March, 4 ships will orchestrate a series of moves worthy of a synchronized sailing competition as the remaining U.S. home ports return to service, resulting in new home ports for some ships, as well as new seasonal service for others. And wow, look at the Spirit there in her new livery. What a gorgeous little ship there. Hopefully I can hop on board, maybe even sometime next month. Not really going to hold me to that though, but I might be able to. Carnival Elation will move from Port Canaveral up to Jacksonville starting the 23rd of April, all the way through October 22nd. Carnival Freedom will move from Miami up to Port Canaveral to take over for Elation beginning April 12th through October 15th. Wow, that's an upgraded ship for everybody that thought they might be sailing on Elation. That's pretty cool. Carnival Spirit, which is currently sailing out of Jacksonville, will take over several sailings previously assigned to the Freedom beginning in April, and that's to include a 16-day one-way cruise from Miami through the Panama Canal up to Seattle. And once the Spirit reaches the Pacific Northwest, she'll remain on that coast through September, actually. And Carnival Splendor will also reposition to Seattle and operate Alaska sailings, currently assigned to the Carnival Freedom. And so this is pretty big news for Carnival, as it means all 10 of their U.S. home ports that they operate year-round will be sailing again once this all completes here. So with these redeployments, all of the year-round home ports are set to sail again, and seasonal home ports will be coming online as their traditional sailing seasons allow it. So some really great news for Carnival Cruise Line. We've got new ships, new itineraries, new ports coming back online. Really good news. I'm going to try to hop in on some of these ports and some of these ships that really haven't cruised yet since the restart. And speaking of Carnival Corporation, why don't we look at a sister brand over in Europe, Costa Cruises, and they've actually just announced a huge restart plan. So let's take a quick look at it from cruiseindustrynews.com. Costa Cruises has detailed their full cruise restart plan, starting with the Costa Toscana sailing on March 5th, according to Carnival Corporation's brand. Deployment and sales are now open from spring of this year to winter of 2023, with ships calling at 179 ports and cruises from 3 all the way up to 127 days long. And here's just a quick look at the summer season startup program here. You can see all the individual ships, as well as their startup dates and the region in which they're going to operate. Now, with the Midships channel being mostly a US-based audience, I'm going to go ahead and let you pause this if you want to take a little quicker look here at the rest of the restart plans for Costa Cruise Line. All right. So there's the news for the European-based Midships family. Now let's move on to some Disney Cruise Line news, because the mouse, he's got something new up his sleeve. I don't think mice wear shirts, though. Mickey Mouse? Does he just wear pants? I don't know. Comment below. What does Mickey Mouse wear? I don't even know. From the Orlando Sentinel by Richard Tribou. Disney Cruise Line ship The Wish gets her first taste of the water. Disney's newest ship won't be sailing from Port Canaveral until July, but she dipped her toes into the water for the very first time. The 144,000 gross ton, 1,254 stateroom vessel has been under construction at Meyerwerft Shipyard in Germany since 2020. Assembled in pieces in the massive covered dry dock, she finally saw the light of day in a slow, hour-long float-out that was accentuated with Disney's signature fireworks once she was all the way out of the building. The hull structure was completed in August, but work continued, such as the installation of 2 massive Azipod engines. Those are the big things at the back with the propellers that can spin a full 360. Pretty cool development for ships. Crews have been ready to flood the dry docks, awaiting good weather, so the ship could float out. Now that the ship is floating on her own, work will continue for around 6 more weeks before she's ready to begin her journey here to the US. So there you have it, the Disney Wish. A few months behind schedule, but probably worth the wait. Have you seen everything that's on board that ship? Looks pretty cool. I'll have to feature it in one of my upcoming episodes. And speaking of upcoming episodes, if you're not a subscriber here to the channel, how are you going to know when the next one drops? Make sure you're subscribed. If you loved today's episode, do me a favor, slap that thumbs up button to tell YouTube to push this out to other cruisers like you. Thanks for stopping by the channel today, and until tomorrow, we'll see ya on the Midships.
La 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 la.